And so the last argument I most often hear is NATO enlargement may assist the nationalist and the communist in Russia and draw new dividing lines in Europe. I will, in one case, it's sort of it'd be unfair to say the Kennan argument, but the notion of a new dividing line, and this is going to embolden all those forces in Russia that we do not want to see emboldened. And by any geopolitical standard, it would be a catastrophe for the United States' interest if instability were to alter the current situation in Europe. Now, how might this instability occur? Well, no one that I know who is even mildly informed believes that the Russian army is posed to pour through the Fulda Gap in Germany, NATO's horror scenario for the previous 40 years. The Russian army is in such pitiful shape that couldn't even, obviously could not even reconquer Chechnya. But what about our erstwhile adversary, Russia? I firmly believe that NATO enlargement need not adversely affect the U.S. relationship with Russia. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And the good intentions of all our friends who will tell us about our obligation may very well help pave the road to hell, which is that it could bring about this worst case. I don't expect it, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a major part of the debate. You may recall, General, or maybe you weren't there, but I made a case to the President and a number of other people. I said, you are misplacing your concern. Your concern is whether or not the center and the right in this country are going to rebel against a NATO Russian charter. I predict that that would not be the problem. The problem is going to be burden sharing. That's going to be the problem.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I just thought there was one other piece of unfinished business. You said earlier in your discussion, well, what about the Baltics? Well, what about the Baltics? If you could tell us what their prospects are for expanding.
What about the Baltics and what are their prospects? Their prospects are real but more distant. And I think this is me and only me speaking, not speaking for the administration or anyone else in the United States Congress. And I obviously, to state the obvious, I could be dead wrong about this. I think the one place where the greatest consternation would be caused in the short term for admission, having nothing to do with the merit and preparedness of the country to come in, would be to admit the Baltic states now in terms of NATO-Russian, U.S.-Russian relations. And if there was ever anything that was going to tip the balance, were it to be tipped in terms of a vigorous and hostile reaction, I don't mean military, in Russia, it would be that. And so it is my expectation, as well as my hope, that in the near term, meaning by the end of this century or shortly thereafter, the Balts will be admitted to NATO if they still are seeking admission to NATO. So in my view, they can and will be admitted. In my view, it relates, though, to the calculus of how well we do the first piece and the reaction and the continued democratization and market economy in Russia.